So if you're a BedWars player, there's a really good chance you've heard these things like easy GG or trash or dog water or get good or wrecked. One of these words you probably heard before and it may have triggered you. If you have not been triggered by toxic players, you're one of the lucky ones. You're definitely one of the lucky ones, and this video is probably not for you. But if you are in the general population of BedWars players, then chances are you've been triggered. But if only by saying toxic words and mean things you could get better at BedWars. For some reason, for some, they might think that. So as a content creator, I am often a target of toxic words, and it's usually when a player is dead in the spectator box and feels really extreme, like this extreme anger and frustration at me. Players really want to beat me, and so I get a lot of challenges for 1v1s and people just saying that, hey, I think I can beat you, I think I'm better. And I don't really understand because I've never once claimed to be the #1 player in BedWars, and even then, I don't know why people are comparing me to competitive players like Tinker. Like, I usually have question marks in my mind. Why are you putting me in the category of Tinker? DV Tinker's better than you, or DV is better than Tinker. I don't want to be in that category. We have completely different content styles. I have no goal or purpose in life to be better than Tinker. His style is very competitive and he has to strive to be the best player in the game, right? So completely different style of content. I make content for your enjoyment. I don't create content to be the #1 player in the game. Like, that's not how I play the game. That's not how I train. I don't train to be the #1 player in the game. I don't have time to be the #1 player in the game. So I'm often target of toxic players who feel the only way to get my attention or any creator's attention is by saying really mean and hurtful things. And once they get my attention, oddly enough, they suddenly change character and they start asking for things. Sometimes they'll apologize to me, and it's always in private messages. It's hilarious. It's like they don't want the lobby or the game, other players in the game, to see what they're saying. They're kind of begging usually for, you know, to be added to my friends list or for Robux or be gifted items. And it's really, I don't understand their breakdown in their mind. They figure by saying mean things, suddenly I'm going to be willing to give them things. It's kind of twisted, but it's super common. It's unreal how common it is. Either way, sadly, this is why I often don't read chat and I just go on my way. I usually even close chat to the point where I can't even see what my team's saying. So it's not that I don't care. It's just the way I have to handle trolls. But not surprisingly, words can have a great deal of emotional effect on others, both in-game and online. So understanding them can help you better respond to them or simply not respond at all. I will tell you, it's always best to ignore, but if you reply, try to take the high road and not dish out the same dumb toxic words that these players are spewing out, you know, out of their lack of self-control and confidence. So we're going to go through some of these toxic words and what they really mean, but at the end of the video, I've included some responses that might be able to help you a little bit on how to reply and handle these toxic players and not make you out to be the sore loser like some of these players are. While much of this is intended to be in humor and lighthearted, much of this is actually really what's going on in some of these players' heads. Tempers are a thing and emotions run high in any competitive environment, whether it be a sport or games. Losing is incredibly frustrating, and it's especially hard to accept that you just lost a game. Even adults who should know better are known to have, you know, these baby tantrums where they start throwing a huge fit, they start raging, they, you know, throw their monitors, they start slamming their keyboards, they throw their mice, all of the above. And it takes a lot of time to retrain your mind on how to respond to loss and these kind of frustrations. Over time, you can cool down that temper. So before I show you how to calm yourself and handle these situations, let's dig into some of the toxic stuff these players are spewing. So these are some of the scenarios we've all seen before, and starting with the obvious. You killed a player, right? The player is dead, and they say you're trash. So what they're really saying is the player is so angry and crying inside, they want to hurt you and make you feel pain. So angry, they probably threw their mouse at the wall and need another. You're trash. So maybe they're talking about their mouse. One way or another, they probably broke their mouse and are feeling such a painful loss because of their mouse. That must be it, right? But either way, this did not end well for them, and now they hope to get a little bit of, you know, little backlash at you, but they're most likely going to regret breaking that mouse. The next scenario you've seen before is players are really struggling to get that win. They're chasing you around the map, right? They can't catch you. They can't kill you. They just can't finish the game. And you finally die. Something happens where you do finally die. And it took them anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes to finally get that win. And you know what they say? Easy. I don't know what their definition of easy is. I don't know about you, but easy means easy, simple, not difficult, no resistance whatsoever. Basically, easy to me means they got you first try. It took them maybe a minute to beat the game, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. No, zero friction would be easy to me. But if for some reason it took them a little while to chase you around the map and kill you and get the win, then it shouldn't be easy. They should, you know what they should have said? Well played. That was not easy. That was hard. But you know what? Their ego won't let them do that. What they really meant was this game was so awful. It was such a pain to get this win. It shouldn't have been this hard. We thought it would be easier, but it took us forever to win. And now we got to lie to you in the hopes that you're going to feel a little bit of the pain that we're feeling inside right now, just so you can be mad with us. That's what they really meant. I'm pretty sure. Next scenario you've probably seen, hacker wins a match and says easy. I don't know what they define as easy. Hacker must have been so embarrassed that they couldn't compete or get any wins without a script that they bought off 99 Cent Hackers RS Discord script store. And they wanted to tell you and belittle you that this was so easy because I have this script. This one still breaks my brain a little bit. Well, hacker wins and says easy, like they wrote the script themselves. They probably don't even know how to program, let alone play the game itself and get a win. But anyway, what they're really saying, I think, is they're just embarrassed and they're trying to mask their embarrassment by putting the little word easy so they can, maybe distract you a little bit and make you angry while they get away with a win after hacking. This next one is a little confusing, just like the hacker one. So player loses, and after they lose, they say easy. Now, pretty sure the player is just feeling shame of losing so badly and wants to create some confusion to help mask their loss, because you're now confused and have to double check that you actually won, and they succeeded in their confusion, just outwitting you by the time you teleport back to the lobby. So GG, I guess, for the player that lost, but man, that's really good. Or this player says they lose and then they say you're trash or something, who knows. But either way, the confusion's still there and they succeeded, so I don't know what to say about this one. Next scenario is players in a match with you and they say you're dog water. So if you're over 5 years old, you know that this word came about recently, and it's mostly around people who, instead of calling another player trash, essentially what they're saying is dog water, or another word that includes an expletive. Either way, they want to call you something, and ultimately what it comes down to is the player lacks confidence in their own abilities and need to belittle you in order to make themselves feel more superior. And this could be summarized for any of these scenarios, right? Someone's going to call you a name, whether it be dog water, trash, noob, whatever, and ultimately what they're saying is, I lack so much confidence in my own abilities that I need to belittle you in order to be superior to you. So if they call you dog water, just know that they're scared. Another scenario is someone calling you a noob. Now, in some cases, most players don't use the word noob anymore. Like, calling someone a noob isn't really an insult. I mean, there are actually noobs on Roblox that identify as noobs. I mean, haven't you seen bacons and noobs? There's a noob army. Nowadays, being a noob is actually really cool. It's the opposite. It's kind of like being weird, right? You don't want to be normal. You want to be weird. And that's kind of the same case for being noob. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you disagree, I'm okay with this, but I think most players that call someone else a noob is really lightheartedly calling you bad without really calling you bad. They may intend this as a joke, but unless they're friends with you, they probably lack some social skills to understand that they crossed a line and went toxic with you. So you can't really take that as an offense if you're called a noob. It's kind of an honor being a noob, so don't take it as an offense. The next scenario is you're playing really, really well in a game and someone calls you a hacker. And what they're really saying is, I can't believe you're actually going to know how to play. So you can't really take that as an insult, but you could if you really, really wanted to. I wouldn't. I would take it as a compliment. Now, next up is a scenario where a player is in a match and they tell you to uninstall Roblox. Now, this is typically a joke. Players either joking or takes Roblox way too seriously and wants to make you feel unworthy of a Lego-like platform. But most of the time they're joking. I'm telling you, if someone says uninstall Roblox, most of the time they're trolling with you and just want to get you riled up or just messing with you. Don't take them seriously. Next scenario is a player's in a match and they tell you to get good. What they're really telling you is they are taking a self-improvement class and want to give you some of the same advice they've been getting from the class. No, really, they need to get good too. Next up is a player in a match, and after they kill you, they say wrecked. That's right, they say wrecked. Now, what they're really telling you is they're really happy they finally got a kill. It's so uncommon for them to get kills that it is now a special moment for them, and they want to share the good news with everyone in the game and with you in chat. Sadly, newsflash, BedWars kills are easy to get. They're very easy to get. Even the best players can be killed, and most don't care as long as they have a bed to respawn at. So just because you kill Tanker doesn't mean he cares. Most of the time, content creators don't care if they die. Most players, especially skilled players, don't care if they die. When they care is when their bed is broken. So exciting moment for you to get a kill, but saying wrecked isn't really a good description of what just happened. Next scenario is when a player says L and then your username. Unfortunately, you probably just ran into a hacker who has an automated toxic script, and what happens is after they kill you, it automatically tells you L and then your username. Unfortunately, what they're really telling you is they don't know how to win in BedWars, and so they had to go and buy a hacker script, and they're hoping to get you mad because they know you're going to be mad by adding a little bit of the toxicity to the game. So they're bored, they don't care about you, they don't care about the game, and they're hoping to get banned. So I know much of this was just funny and tongue-in-cheek, but let's talk about how you can really respond to this. I mean, there's a real problem in BedWars, and not just BedWars. There's games like like arsenal that this has existed in long before BedWars, right? So if you've ever heard of the term having thick skin, you probably understand what it means, and you're able to take a lot of hits from people verbally. Someone says something really mean and you're able to let it go. Well, not many can handle this, and most players and most people can't handle this because they're not really trained mentally to do it. It takes a lot of learning and a lot of practice to handle this verbal attack. So if someone says something really mean, like I said, and you should be able to take it and let it go. You can take it without getting your ego or confidence bruised. Thin skin is basically the opposite. Thin skin means you react right away, wildly, and reply, and your temper skyrockets, right? You're really mad because they said 2 letters, easy. You're really mad. It's triggering. And having thin skin not only makes you look immature and lacking in confidence, but it also affects how you handle bigger issues in life that create real stress in you, right? So this is a super common thing in BedWars, and I'm here to help you. And hopefully this is going to help you in real life outside of BedWars. So in the middle of a match, when someone says something really toxic to you, I know you want to say something back. You want to justify yourself and your skill. I've been guilty of this. Look, even though I'm saying all this, I'm doing this video, I've been guilty of responding to haters and toxic players too. And sometimes you just can't resist it. Your emotions get up there. I might be in a match and someone says, you know, DV, you're trash, and they have 0 kills, literally 0 kills, and I am 10 to 20 kills above the best player with the most kills in the game. And this is not really the right way, like I said, to answer toxic players. Toxic players should ultimately be ignored if you can. By ignoring, what you've done is you've given them nothing. You've given them no peace of mind. You've given them nothing to reply to you back with. You've given nothing to feed their fury. Absolutely nothing. But the silence is a really hard thing to achieve for most of us. Most people want the final word in a heated exchange, and here are a few things that I typically do in toxic matches. First, I ignore the trolls. So if it's clearly a troll that's just messing with you, trying to rally you up, I don't even bother to reply unless I'm feeling equally in the troll mode. Like if I'm in a troll mode or mood, you can't really troll a troll. I might be, you know, laughing and smiling and trolling a troll back in a way that they can't handle it. And I'm not being mean. I'm just toying with them. And so it's key here is if you're going to troll a troll or try to troll a troll, it's got to be lighthearted. You can't be serious about it. You can't be trying to get a win out of it. You can't be trying to rile them up or make them even angrier. You're just messing with them because you don't care. So ultimately that's okay. But if they're really toxic and they're not a troll and there's someone that's really angry, you can't really handle it this way. Most players are also pretty consistent and predictable, by the way. So when, you know, a player comes into a match overly confident, they're chatting it up, they're saying they're going to wreck everyone. What's going to really happen is after they lose, they're going to go real full toxic. Almost predict 100% of the time they're toxic after they, you know, came in, because what happened is their confidence was broken. So the best thing you can do in this situation is just, you know, just simply say GG, well played, or give them a compliment. They might need a compliment to boost their confidence back up, but don't reply to their toxic words. Say something else like, dude, that was a crazy clutch. Like, you got our bed so well. Like, say something nice to them, because ultimately what you have is someone that is, you know, they're hurting inside. Even though it's weird and stupid to say that someone's hurting inside over a Roblox game, that's really what's going on, is they can't handle the loss. They're not mentally trained to handle a loss yet. Think about that. That's like someone that fell and, you know, hurt their knee as a child and are crying because they're bleeding a little bit. Same mentality. And that's how it is mentally. You got to work that brain to the point that you're not affected by this stuff. And most players aren't trained for that. So again, GG, well played, compliment them, de-escalate the situation, de-escalate the game. You're better than them. You won. You're happy. And the best thing you can do is be respectful back to them instead of arguing with them and calling them trash back. It means a lot that you don't do that. So I say this almost in all the matches I play in, by the way. I always say GG, well played, regardless of performance. I will say GG, well played. In some cases, even before a match is, you know, over, if I'm still in the middle of a match and we're winning and I beat the best player on the enemy team and I notice that they've been, you know, maybe targeting me a lot or they have the most kills, I will literally say their name and say, well played, the name of the player. And I will compliment them because I think that's the best thing you could do. Keep things positive. Encourage each other. The other thing you might want to say before a match has even started is good luck and have fun, or GLHF. As a, you know, that's something we've always done in competitive games. It sets the tone for the match and you're wishing them success. That means a lot. That means a whole lot. In a situation where you kill someone and they keep going on and on about how bad you are, I will sometimes just tell them something funny like a know you or Uno reverse. Keeping things lighthearted and joking back is often a way to cool someone down. You can also use the anti-troll tactic of agreeing with everything they say. For the most part, you know, to a limit. You don't want to say yes to something that's crude, for example. But if they're saying you're trash, just say, yeah, sorry, I am trash. Be self-deprecating. Being self-deprecating is huge with trolls. They don't know what to do because you're invulnerable to their words. And you'll often see if someone says, DB, you're trash, they'll be like, yeah, I'm trash. You know, DB's bad. And I'll be like, yeah, I unsubbed myself. I believe over time we can change behavior in BedWars. I really do. I don't think we're going to change everyone. We can't change everyone. But I've been seeing this more and more. Players are starting to say, GG, well played in matches. And these are people that I've never met before. And it makes me smile seeing this. Absolutely. It makes me feel great that BedWars has a chance to be, you know, a positive community. It can still be competitive and positive at the same time. And in the end, we're going to still have those trolls and those players who like to see other people blow up and get mad for their own enjoyment, from their own entertainment. But if we can learn to have thicker skin, learn how to reply better to, you know, toxic players, and maybe make you giggle inside knowing what they really meant, that's going to make things better for you as a player in BedWars. Thanks so much for watching. I hope some of these tips will help you know how to handle toxic situations like this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help this video get out to more toxic players to improve the community. Until next time, good luck and have fun. Peace.